Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shry Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shry Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.
Walk-off home run. Getting underway. This is it. They have to score here. Here's a shot to the right side.
Game 3 of the day. We have number 4 versus number 1. Number 4, Johnson Royals. They earned the day off yesterday with that day 1 win against Montreat. Reinhardt returns for another game. They ruled CIU yesterday. We will see Pettit, who will be in the circle again, the AAC pitcher of the year. Ansley Pettit, 6 innings pitched yesterday, struck out 5 batters. And we got a crowd. If you are watching the stream and you see the camera angle we have, Johnson's baseball team is here right now.
Seated right like Bob Euchre. They're right in the front row.
In support. So now Pettit, she'll take that pitch. That one a bit high, called for a ball, 1-1 count.
Yeah, great high-quality matchup here between Johnson and Reinhardt, two of the top-tier programs in this conference. Battling out, looking to advance.
Now this game, as you can tell, Reinhardt and Johnson, it's a lot of history between both teams. Let's look at some of the history when they played each other last time. Last time these two teams played was March 7th. Johnson took the sweep. Game 1, 4-1. Game 2, 1-0. So that ball is going to be hit into center field. First put out. So if you're Reinhardt, you're coming in focused. You want to get another win. You want to stay in that winner's bracket.
Yeah, and you know, the season that Reinhardt's had, all the success in the conference, sort of the only hiccup, if you will, is that series sweep that they lost to Johnson. And so they a little revenge factor on their mind and playing very well, both these teams.
Johnson had 7 hits in their win against Montreat on day 1, 4-1 win. Audrey Morehouse, who is up to bat right now, 2 for 4 on the day.
Illegal pitch called on Pettit.
So 1-0 count. Now Pettit, she'll field it, throw it to first. 1-3 put out. 2 outs on the board.
You know, Pettit, seeing her starting today, what she did yesterday, very efficient in the circle. Retired the first 2 batters for Johnson. She'll now face Madison Thacker-Wolf.
Thacker-Wolf, she went 0 for 2 in the last game against Montreat. You can feel the intensity. We are now down to 6 in this tournament.
Yeah, and it's just been a great week of softball, and these teams can flat out play this game.
Winner of this game will advance and play in the 3 o'clock game tomorrow. They will play the winner of Tennessee Westland and Bernal. Loser of this game will advance, and they will have an early start playing at 11 o'clock. And they're going to play CIU.
CIU won earlier today to keep their season alive.
Got the win against Montreat. Montreat ended their season 33-16. Very impressive outing for their first appearance since 2018. Ansley Pettit has not slowed down from yesterday. Strikes out a batter. 3 up, 3 down. We will see Reinhardt's offense. Aaron Lee will be leading off. We'll talk about that lineup when we come back from this break here on Southeast Sports Network. Bottom of the first inning, you have Erin Lee, second baseman, who is going to be making another appearance in this tournament. She went 1 for 2 on the day, 2-run score, walked twice.
A nice game yesterday from Lee, and she was a problem when she got on the bases. Uses her speed, very situationally aware of what's going on around her. And she's one of those kids that will take that extra base if she's presented with that opportunity.
And the pitching duel that I've been waiting on for this entire tournament is Lindy Weber versus Ansley Pettit. Lindy Weber, another great pitcher. She's 15-4 on the season, 7 innings pitched in her last game, gave up 6 hits, only 1 run earned, and struck out 8 batters.
Yeah, Weber and Pettit just absolutely know what they're doing out there in that circle, and it's evident in the records that these two teams bring into this tournament how dominant they are. And they got a lot of kids that can smash the softball, but they've got great pitching.
Erin Lee gets some contact on that. That goes into foul territory. You can just feel the intensity. This is only the first inning, but you can feel the intensity in Brickyard Park now.
Yeah, great crowd on hand. And it's one of these games that, people will come watch. I mean, just 2 top-notch softball programs.
That one slips out of the catcher's hand. That will go down for a ball, full count.
That's the thing I like about Erin Lee as well. She's a leadoff hitter, but she's very disciplined. She's not going to get up there and chase pitches. She's going to be patient, work the count, get something that she likes.
She is super patient, and she found her way. As now she's going to make her way to first, then walked again. Now you add some speed on that base pad.
Yeah, leadoff walk for Reinhardt here in the bottom of the first. We saw Reinhardt yesterday be very aggressive on the base paths.
First pitch called a strike. As up to the plate, you have Maddie Wright. Maddie Wright yesterday, 0 for 2, struck out twice. Looking to get her a hit today. As now, 1-3 put out. That advances Erin Lee to second. Sack bunt.
Yeah, Maddie Wright comes in, does a job. Nice sacrifice bunt back to the pitcher, moves Lee over to second with 1 out.
Now batting the center fielder, number 18, Taylor Wade.
So Taylor Wade now up to bat. Taylor Wade, very interesting player. She had her a great day yesterday as well. Really contributed to Reinhardt. 1 for 2, 1 run scored, was walked once. And that is a great put out and a great way to tag out Erin Lee at second.
Yeah, it was. Shortstop for Johnson, Madison Hood, caught the 1-hop and immediately applied the tag to eliminate Lee. The fielder's choice will allow Wade to stay at first base, and Ansley Height, the AAC Player of the Year, coming to the plate.
So now Weber, she'll take this pitch, bit low. That will be called for a ball. Got 2 outs on the board. Height in that DP position again. You saw yesterday.
The big 3-run bomb.
Just displayed why you would want her as that Player of the Year.
Yeah, 13 home runs on the season, 57 RBIs, 474 batting average, slugging percentage over 1,000. Just definitely checks all the boxes, and just a phenomenal player for the Reinhardt Eagles.
So Wade at first. Height taking his next pitch from Weber. Outside pitch that we called for a ball, 2-1 count.
Yeah, curveball, trying to work that outside corner, keep it out of Ansley Heights' wheelhouse.
So that is going to be popped up in the infield. Popped right after first. Armstrong gets the final put out. We will now see Johnson get another opportunity. Going to the top of the second. To go to the top of the second, what do you think we can see from Johnson's offense?
You got to get a runner on, and that's easier said than done against Ansley Pettit. But 3 up, 3 down for Johnson in the top of the first. But they'll have the meat of their lineup coming up. 4, 5, 6, Armstrong, Kaywood, and Dickerson do up for the Royals.
We will find out what will happen after this quick break here with Southeast Sports Network here in Kingsport, Tennessee.
First baseman, number 24, Megan Armstrong.
Top of the second action, Megan Armstrong will be leading off. Megan Armstrong in the last game against Montreat. She was 1 for 3, 1 RBI. Inside pitch. Called for a ball.
Yeah, ran that one right in on the hands, Armstrong.
And just for the fans, casual fans that may not know, as we'll talk about it after this, as Armstrong gets that to the outfield, that is going into foul territory. For any casual fans that's just wanting to watch softball, Reinhardt is in those navies, but with the whites. Johnson, Navy on Navy. Gets more contact on that 1-2 count.
Armstrong fouling everything off down the left side. Usually an indication she's just a little bit behind on a pitch.
Megan Armstrong, first baseman, sophomore. It's now Pettit. She'll try to throw out at first. First out of this inning.
That was a tough play for Pettit. That ball had a lot of spin on it coming off the bat of Armstrong.
Now batting the designated
She had to be
player,
patient,
number
watch it all the
13,
way in her glove,
Autumn Haywood.
then throw to first to retire Armstrong for out number 1.
Now Kaywood up the bat. Autumn Kaywood, she went 2 for 3 in her last game. 1 RBI. And she was the one that got that home run against Montreat. Now she'll get some contact on that, goes into foul territory.
It just shows you how hard it is to hit Pettit. Such speed and movement. And she's okay with that. That's just a long foul ball, but just another strike in her eyes. And I think as the game goes on, she's aware of, what pitches she can throw to what batters and hit those locations.
Pettit takes this next pitch. That one low, 2-2 count.
Tried to fool her with a change up there. Kaywood not fooled.
So she'll take this next pitch, outside pitch, a little bit out that zone, full count. Great at bat for Autumn Kaywood so far.
Yeah, she's fouled some pitches off great eye. Not chasing those curveballs that are off the plate from Pettit.
And with that, Autumn Kaywood makes her way to first. First walk of the day.
Now batting the third baseman, number 10.
First base runner of the day for Johnson.
Pettit had 1 walk yesterday.
We'll bring Allie Dickerson, the third baseman, to the plate now for the Royals.
Down, that's another ball. Allie Dickerson went 0 for 3 in that matchup against Montreat. Also looking to get her hitting going. Get some contact on that last pitch. 1-1 count.
Just fouled that one off a little bit underneath it. Fouled it straight back, off the backstop. Usually a pretty good indication she's got her timing where she wants it if she fouls them straight back.
She'll take that next pitch. That was also a hit in the foul territory. 1-2 count. You have Reese Burns, left fielder, on deck. Swing and a miss. That will be strikeout number 2 for Ansley Pettit. 2 away.
Now batting the left fielder. Number
That's a
22,
big strikeout
Reese Burns.
if you're Pettit and Reinhardt. Now you still got the runner at first, but 2 outs on the board.
Gets contact on that. That goes into foul territory.
I like the aggressiveness from Johnson. They're not watching that first pitch. If they like it, they're taking a hack at it.
Kaywood still on first, 2 away. As now going to try to throw out at second. Kaywood will steal successfully.
Yeah, picked a great pitch to run on. Pettit tried the changeup, so not as much velocity on the pitch. It was a little down in the dirt, so great jump by Kaywood. Slides in safely for the stolen base.
Pettit, 0-2 count. Hitting foul territory. Reese Burns. Now have another go at bat. Pettit. Grounded at short. Can she make the throw at first? She is safe. Runners in the corner.
That was bobbled by the shortstop, Molly Stevens. Had a great day in the field yesterday, but she had to contend with the runner there. The runner
Now batting the catcher.
stopped to let her
Ella
try to attempt to
Hansen.
field that ball, and she bobbled it. Throw over to first, not in time. So now runners on the corners for Johnson with 2 outs.
Thank you.
Now catcher Ella Hampton, 1 for 3 in the last game, 1 run scored. Struck out once. Reinhardt looking to see if they can try to get out of this inning.
Yeah, fine. This is the first sort of jam we've seen Reinhardt in, a tough situation. First and third, we do have 2 outs.
And she'll take this pitch. Runner looking to steal second. Took all the attention away.
Yeah, aggressive base running from Johnson, and a good decision not to throw down. Keep the runner firmly in place at third base.
So 1-0 count. Kaywood on third, Burns on second. Now she will field this one cleanly. Reinhardt escapes the inning, leaving 2 runners on. So after a batter being walked and then a fielding error from Reinhardt, 2 runners left on, we will see if Reinhardt's offense can get going and string along some hits and runs in his next inning here at Southeast Sports Network. Bottom of the second action. Lindy Weber will return into the circle. 1 inning pitch so far, 13 total pitches, 1 batter walked. Kyra Leitner, she went 2 for 3 yesterday in the game against CIU. So now She will be leading off this inning. What can we see from Reinhardt's offense that can get them going?
Well, they got to get going. I mean, we saw no hits yet for Reinhardt. They did get the leadoff hitter aboard in the first on a walk, bunted her over to second, but a couple great plays from Johnson got them out of a little bit of a jam. And now you'll see Leitner, Fry, and Stevens due up for the Eagles here in the bottom of the second inning.
Swung at that first pitch, 0-1 count. Weber looking to go ahead and retire some batters of her own. Low pitch and inside, that will be called for a ball.
Great eye from Leitner, letting that one pass by. Leitner 2 for 3 yesterday, 1 RBI.
Get some contact on that. That will hug that right field line. Leitner's going to make her way to second. And she's going to make her way to third. She will be safe.
Now, that's the way you start an inning if you're Reinhardt. Leitner just ripped that down the right field line. Did a great job rounding second, not looking back at the ball, looking at third base, looking at her third base coach, and he was giving her the green light. What could have been a stand-up triple. She did slide. Either way, she's standing on third, nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning.
Lead-off triple. Now Kylie Fry will be up next to bat. Kylie Fry, 1 for 3 yesterday. 1 run scored. First pitch called strike. She did swing at that.
Yeah, Fry took a hack at that one. 394 hitter during the regular season.
Got some contact on that as well. Weber now ahead in the count, 0-2.
That's what Reinhardt, their offense, has the ability to do. They've got a lot of speed throughout, 1 through 9. And they can take what to a lot of teams is a double and stretch it into a triple. Get that extra base.
Lindy Weber retires her first batter, first strikeout of the day.
Nice bounce back from Weber after giving up that leadoff triple to start the inning. Just mowed Fry down for 1 out here now in the bottom of the second.
Now 1 away. Outside pitch, that'll be called for a ball. 1-0 count. Molly Stevens up to bat. Molly Stevens yesterday, 1 run scored, 0 for 1. That called a strike.
Yeah, Lindy Weber just overpowering Stevens on that pitch. Could not catch up to it.
That also called a strike, so you got 1-2 count.
Show bunt late, called strike, but not for sure if that was as much of a bunt attempt as it was just to see how the Royals defense would shift on the bunt.
Single up the middle, gets right past shortstop. 1 run is brought in. RBI single. Leitner makes her way home.
Nice piece of hitting from Stevens. That one sort of jammed her on the inside part of her bat. She just powered through it, pushed it into center field. The infield from Johnson was drawn in a little bit to try to keep the runner at third, but either way, a nice piece of hitting on the RBI single from Molly Stevens.
Charlotte nose away. 1 RBI yesterday, was walked once, 0 for 2. First pitch called strike. Stevens is on first, still 1 away. Also called a strike. 0-2 count. It's now Weber, outside pitch. Try to get her to chase it, 1-2 count.
Yeah, good job by Oshaway to lay off that one. It was way out of the zone.
She'll take that next pitch. Another outside. 2-2 count.
Stevens over at first base. Oshaway at the plate.
Takes the next pitch. That will be hitting the foul territory.
Had a lightning delay earlier, pushed the start time of this game back just a little bit, but these two teams unaffected by that. They're ready to play.
Ojue hits that in the right field. 2 away.
Now batting the left fielder, number 33.
Job by Morehouse out in right field for Johnson.
Maggie English now left fielder. Went 1 for 2 yesterday. She'll get her first at bat today. Weber will take this pitch. That one a bit high, 0-1 count.
English batting in the 9 spot. Leadoff hitter Aaron Lee on deck for the Eagles.
So now Weber looking to take this next pitch. English being patient. 2-0 count.
Snap throw down to first. Nearly caught Molly Stevens napping, but she gets back just in time.
Now she takes this next pitch. That one is going to be popped into the infield. Final out. Reinhardt did get 2 hits. 1 run scored in this inning. So we will see what Johnson can do going to the top of the 3rd. The intensity so far in this game has been electrifying. We will find out what more can happen after this quick break here at Southeast Sport Network in Kingsport, Tennessee. Top of the 3rd action, Madison Hood will be leading off. Ansley Pettit returns to the circle. 2 innings of work. 2 batters struck out. 1 batter walked. 30 total pitches. She'll take this first pitch. Swing and a miss. A lot of heat coming right down that middle. 0-1 count.
Yeah, great pitch from Pettit. Starting this inning off.
Shortstop Madison Hood had 1 run scored, 1 RBI. Last go. 0-2 count. Getting ahead of the count is Pettit.
Will be 9-1-2 this inning for the Royals. Hood, Baldridge, and Morehouse.
That's Pettit. That one a little bit outside. That will be called a ball. 1-2 count.
A lot of folks from Reinhardt wanting the call there. Just off the plate for another ball.
Shout out to the fans from Reinhardt coming in to watch this game today. Reinhardt looking to go back-to-back as conference tournament champions.
Yeah, great little run for Reinhardt. I mean, just to shows you how competitive, how solid they are as a program.
As that was heading to foul territory. I had her talk with the coach where she said she doesn't want to coach players that just want to win the conference championship. She wants to coach players that wants to win a national championship. And you know that's the mindset that Reinhardt absolutely has as they come into this tournament.
Yeah, I think you're right, Deshaun. You can just tell that from top to bottom.
Pettit with the grab. 1-3 put out. First out of the inning.
She came up here.
Nice play from Pettit. A hard hit ball. Had to extend her arm for that one. Hauls it in, throws out Hood for out number 1.
But then I said, we're kind of packed here. She said, okay, I'll go watch outside instead.
Baldridge. Second at bat, she did fly out the center at her first goal. Pettit right down the middle. First pitch called strike.
The center fielder, number 8, Sloan Baldridge.
With Baldridge coming to the plate, it'll be the second time these Royals hitters get a look at Pettit here today.
Is now 5-3 put out. Baldridge fell down going to first.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he tripped over the bat or just took a tumble, but either way, gets her uniform dirty as she's retired at first for out number 2.
And that was grounded by Fry. And that's going to go right to Aaron Lee. Aaron Lee could not get a good hand on that, so that will get Morehouse to first.
2-out single for Morehouse. Lee playing in. Morehouse, the lefty, expecting the slap and sort of a soft line drive over her head. She had to cover a lot of ground, got a glove on it, just couldn't haul it in.
For Johnson, that is their first hit of the day. So now continuing this inning with Madison Thackerwolf. Struck out of her last at bat. Swing and a miss.
Now Pettit going right back after her.
Now Pettit going on pitch number 40. She'll take this next one. Now, fake swing, going for the steal. Feel like that was the situation the first time where swing high, let the runner go steal second. Successful this time.
Yeah, 2 stolen bases on the day now for Johnson. You know, we mentioned early in the broadcast how Reinhardt sort of, takes some chances on the bases, opportunistic. Johnson doing the same thing.
Ansley Pettit, another strikeout, 3 on the day. Reinhardt with one runner left, stranded, does not allow a run. So now Reinhardt will keep the lead. 1-0. We will go to the bottom of the inning. We will find out if Reinhardt's offense can continue what they're doing or if Johnson can force 3 quick outs here on Southeast Sports Network in Kingsport, Tennessee.
Number 2, Aaron Lee.
Back at the top going into the bottom of the third, Aaron Lee. She was walked to her last at bat. First pitch called strike.
Back to the top of the order for Reinhardt. It'll be Lee, Wright, and Wade due up.
That one hit in the foul territory.
Do want to remind everyone the AAC baseball tournament's taking place across town. We got coverage of that for you also on the Southeast Sports Network. Gabe Schrei, Gary Justice on the call. We certainly appreciate you folks tuning us in here for some softball action, the AAC Conference Tournament.
So 0-2 count. Lee gets that right into the infield. That will be a 6-3 put out. Great way for Hood to ground that. Get it right to first to Armstrong. 1 away.
The catcher.
Yeah, Hood did a great job fielding that one. Very technical, worked her way around the ball, fielded it cleanly. Had to make a quick throw across the diamond to retire Lee, but did just that for out number 1 here in the bottom of the third.
Now Maddie Wright up the bat. That outside pitch called for a ball. 1-0 count. She had a sack bunt in her last go around. A lot of heat on that inside pitch. Swung on that 1-1 count.
Yeah, great pitch from Weber. Threw that one with some speed on the inner third of the plate. Wright couldn't catch up to it.
That one hit in the foul territory, 1-2 count. It's now Weber. Took that last pitch that was also met with some contact, hitting the foul territory, keeps it at a 1-2 count.
Yeah, Wright executed that sack bunt back in the first inning. Nobody on base. She'll be swinging away.
This time, line right to second.
Nice catch by Madison Thacker Wolf at second for Johnson. The ball was sort of turning away from her. She had to
The center fielder, number 18.
get dirty to make that grab.
2 away, Taylor Wade now up to bat. Last time she reached on a fielder's choice. Pitch on the inside, called for a ball.
Taylor Wade taking her approach, a slap hitter. Watches that one miss inside for ball one.
Hitting the foul territory, 1-1 count.
First two pitches from Weber been in on the hands of Wade, trying to keep her from getting that barrel extended. Third one in the same spot, fouled off, out of play.
Now 1-2 count, 2 outs on the board. Weber takes this next pitch. Also hitting the foul territory.
That time Weber took that pitch outside. Great job by Wade just to get the bat on it, fouls it off.
And this time, forces her to swing on that, ends the inning off. 3 up, 3 down.
No hits, no errors, none left
So
on
now
base.
Johnson will have another opportunity
Number 4.
at bat.
Reinhardt leads Johnson, 1-0.
We will see as we go into the top of the fourth if the Royals can match the intensity. And we will find out after this quick break here on Southeast Sports Network in Kingsport, Tennessee. Top of the fourth action. Ansley Pettit will return to the circle. 42 total pitches, 3 innings pitched.
First baseman, number
3 batters
24.
struck out,
Megan
only 1 batter
Armstrong.
walked. Megan Armstrong returns back at the plate, 0 for 1 on the day. 1 out, 1-3 put out at her last go.
Armstrong batting in the fourth position for Johnson. 4, 5, 6 due up for the Royals this inning. Armstrong, Kaywood, Dickerson.
That inside pitch called for a strike. Pettit takes this next pitch. That goes right up the middle. Armstrong gives Johnson their second hit. Leadoff single.
And that's what you want if you're Johnson. I mean, you hits and bases are hard to come by with Pettit in the circle, but anytime you can get a leadoff runner on, now you figure out how you can move them around the bases. Autumn K. Wood, the designated player.
That one is going to be popped up to Pettit, second out.
That's certainly not what you want.
Out.
Yeah, you're fine. Not what you want if you're Johnson. K. Wood got underneath that one, popped it up to Pettit.
It's unfortunate when you go for the bunt and it just has a lot of air on that. Falls right into the glove.
Yeah, it's hard to, you got to get on top of the ball, push it down on the ground, and got underneath that one, popped it up. Luckily for Johnson, it was not a double play. Heads up base running by Armstrong to get back.
Allie Dickerson makes her way to the plate. 0 for 1 on the day. She struck out of her last at bat. Outside pitch called for a ball. Dickerson, great contact on that ball. Hitting the foul territory.
And she tagged that one just foul. Hit too far for the left fielder for Reinhardt, Maggie English to get to. This is a big batter, big situation right here for Pettit. Runner on first with one out.
That's going to be popped right into foul territory. Keeps it at 1-2 count.
Give Johnson a lot of credit. They have fouled a ton of pitches off today. Every pitch they see is another pitch that Ansley Pettit has to throw. And the more familiar you get with her, the more likely you are to get a big hit.
Another pitch fouled off.
That time that was a changeup to Dickerson. Just a little out in front of it. Fouls it off once again down the left field line. Been a great high quality at bat for Allie Dickerson.
That low pitch called for a ball.
Great stop behind the plate by Maddie Wright, the catcher for Reinhardt. That one in the dirt. Would have advanced a runner if it gets by her.
Swing and a miss, strikeout number 4 for Ansley Pettit. Now that will be out number 2.
Got her on the changeup, and that's the second time Dickerson has fallen victim to a strikeout via the hands of Ansley Pettit.
First pitch called strike.
Reese Burns playing in left field today for Johnson. Reached on an error her first time up.
That's going to be popped into right field. And with that, Reinhardt escapes the inning.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on
With
base.
no runs given up, so they keep the lead 1-0. So now we go to the bottom of the 4th, where the Eagles will get their offense going. We will see Height, who will be leading off. We'll take a quick break here with Southeast Sports Network and Kingsport, Tennessee. designated player, Ansley Height, will be leading off. She popped up the first at her last at-bat.
Fouls that first pitch from Weber out of play.
As now Weber will take this next pitch. That one a bit more inside, called for a ball. 1-1 count.
Yeah, Weber ran that one in on her hands. A little too far inside for a ball.
This time swings at it, misses. 1-2 count.
Great change up from Weber. Height a little out in front of that one, couldn't make contact. Strike 2.
Outside pitch, called for a ball. 2-2 count.
Real impressed with Ansley Height, Conference Player of the Year. You can see why. That 3-run home run she hit yesterday to opposite field was huge.
And she will be struck out. That is going to be strikeout number 3 for Lindy Weber.
And that's a big out for Weber. You're starting the inning off with Ansley Height. And not only do you get the leadoff hitter out, but you send the number 4 hitter, the Player of the Year, back to the dugout.
Leitner hits that right to Weber. Weber able to recover. Throw out at first.
Yeah, good inning for Weber. 2 up, 2 down.
The third baseman, number 5, Kylie Fry.
Looked like she may have taken that ground ball off the leg, but she appears to be okay as Kylie Fry comes to the plate now for Reinhardt. Struck out her first appearance back in the second inning.
Now Weber takes this pitch. That is going to be popped up in the infield. Catcher will get under it. 3 up, 3 down. So now Johnson will have another opportunity as we go to the top of the 5th with no runs, no hits. And there's none left on base. So we will take a quick break here with Southeast Sports Network in Kingsport, Tennessee. Top of the 5th action. Ellen Hampton is going to be leading off for Johnson. Ansley Pettit will return to the circle. 4 innings of work, 4 batters struck out, 1 batter walked, 54 total pitches.
Catcher, number 4, Ella Hampton.
Great start to the game thus far for Pettit and Reinhardt, yet to give up a run in this conference tournament. Pitched her way out of a little bit of a jam back in the second.
A lot of heat coming down on that first pitch called strike.
Yeah, that was a lot of heat. Brought the heater. Hampton couldn't catch up to it.
Now Pettit takes this next pitch. Hitting the foul territory. Brings it to an 0-2 count.
Yeah, Pettit way ahead right here. Has some room to try to make Hampton chase.
This time popped into the infield. Stevens calls off Pettit. First out.
Great communication from Stevens. You don't want your pitcher to catch that unless she absolutely has to. More than likely, she's going to have to back up. She could step on the pitching rubber. A lot of things can go wrong. Hampton coming in, calls her off, makes the grab. Stevens for Reinhardt.
Madison Hood now up the bat. 0 for 1 on the day. Last at bat was a 1-3 put out. That first pitch was fouled. 0-1 count. Now Pettit takes that pitch.
Once again, way ahead in the count. We've seen that with both batters this inning. Pettit getting the first pitch strike, following it up with another.
Takes this pitch. Bit high outside. 1-2 count.
And that one out of the strike zone, trying to make Hood give chase. Great discipline by Madison Hood.
This one will be popped up into the crowd. Fan try to make a backhand catch.
I like his effort. I venture to think he may have played some baseball back in his day.
Now Pettit with the 1-2 count, one away. Outside pitch makes it 2-2.
Hood fouls that one off. These Johnson batters, they're fouling off a lot of pitches, making Pettit work out in that circle.
And now Pettit takes this pitch. Hood just continues to battle.
Yeah, Hood's a tough out. And, Hood batting in that 9-hole, but she's almost like another leadoff hitter. She's very, very disciplined at the plate, being selective.
This time it will pay off as she will get a single. Great way to compete at bat. 1 out away. She makes her way to first.
Yeah, just a great piece of hitting. Just the whole bat, the approach. Fouling off the pitches, getting something that she wanted, and they just hammered that one through the infield for a 1-out single for Johnson.
Baldridge now to bat. 0 for 2 on the day so far. Flied out the center and then had the 5-3 put out.
And Baldridge, the leadoff hitter for Johnson. Big spot here for her. If she can deliver with a base knock, we'll move Hood around.
0-2 count. Pettit takes that pitch. That's a high and outside one. Goes for a ball. Johnson right now with 3 hits compared to Reinhardt's 2.
Reinhardt with the 1-0 lead. Johnson looking to do something about that. Top of the 5th inning.
Low pitch gets under the catcher, so Hood will advance to second.
Yeah, that one got underneath Maddie Wright, the catcher for Reinhardt. And Hood, once again, being very opportunistic, takes second, puts herself into scoring position.
2-2 count. Pettit, strikeout number 5. Gets her to swing and miss.
That's the thing, the advantage that Ansley Pettit gives you. You just have a runner go to second, put herself in scoring position, and she gets Baldridge to strike out. Now with 2 outs, Reinhardt, not nearly as concerned with that runner at second. 1 out gets them out of this thing.
Now Audrey Morehouse up to bat. 1 for 2 on the day. First at bat, 1-3 put out. Second at bat, single to right field. Then stole second.
Yeah, with 2 outs here, Morehouse can duplicate that single from back in the third. Hood will have the green light going around third, trying to score.
First pitch called strike, 0-1 count.
2 outs. Madison Hood will be moving on contact.
So now, should go for this next pitch. Hitting the foul territory. Ahead in the count, 0-2 count, 2 away.
Yeah, once again, Pettit, 0-2 count on the batter. To be very selective here. And for Morehouse, you really have to protect that plate.
That one a bit low in the zone, 1-2 count. Ansley Pettit going on pitch number 71. This time, strikeout number 6 gets another batter to swing. She is controlling it in that circle right now. What are we seeing from Ansley Pettit?
No, just great, great pitch selection. She's mixing up her pitches, that one low in the zone to retire Morehouse, but, she'll run it in on your hands. She'll curve it over the outside corner. A very, very effective changeup, and that has the Johnson Royals off balance and yet to put a run on the board. Reinhardt leads 1-0.
We'll take a quick break with Southeast Sports Network here in Kingsport, Tennessee to see what will happen after this.
So then he started just texting me.
We are in game 3 of the day. Number 4, Johnson versus number 1 seeded Reinhardt. We still have one more game left. Number 6, Tennessee Westland. Number 7, Bernal. A lot of action coming our way, I reckon.
The shortstop, number 44, Ollie Stevens.
Crowd on hand. And once again, and I've said this multiple times, high-level softball here in the Appalachian Athletic Conference.
Winner of this game advances to game 15 tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Loser of this game will have to wake up very early, play game 13, which will be the winner of earlier, which was CIU.
Yeah, those 11 o'clock games, CIU's probably used to that. Columbia International played multiple games this week at 11 o'clock, but if you've not played one, you got to get up and get the continental breakfast and shake off the cobwebs and get ready to roll.
So Molly Stevens is leading off this inning. Right now, very competitive at bat, 1-2 count.
Yeah, Stevens, a .324 hitter on the year, was 1 for 1 yesterday in their win over Columbia International. Just a RBI single already here today. Knocked in the only run on the board for Reinhardt.
Lindy Weber so far, 4 innings pitched. Struck out 3 batters, 53 total. Make that 4 strikeouts in a circle.
How about that great pitch from Lindy Weber? And we've talked a lot about Ansley Pettit, but Lindy Weber has pitched the gem of a softball game here today. And, except for that one run, she has been very dominant, very precise, and has her team within striking distance.
Shalyn Ojaway, 0 for 1 on the day. She has her second at bat. Flew out the right field. Last pitch was fouled off.
Yeah, Ojaway, the first baseman for Reinhardt. Batting with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
That pitch a bit low, 1-1 count. Now Weber will take this next pitch outside, a bit high. That goes for a ball. 2-1 count.
Yeah, curveball missed high and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Not wanting to put a base runner on via the free pass. Now a 3-1 count, so she's going to have to bring something over the plate for Shallon Oshaway.
So 3-1 count. 1 away. Takes this next pitch. Oshaway makes her way to first. That is the second batter walked for Lindy Weber.
1-out walk brings Maddie English to the plate, the left fielder for Reinhardt.
And we'll have a pinch runner at first. That'll be number 6, Addison Gares, freshman out of Roswell, Georgia.
Pinch runner at first base, number 6, Addison Garris.
Yeah, Garris over at first. A little more speed, only 1 out. Anxious to see how or if Reinhardt puts her in motion.
And it's looking like we also will have a pinch hitter as well. Maggie English was due up to hit. That will be number 15, Macy Langley.
Substitutions all around.
Macy Langley, sophomore out of Social Circle, Georgia.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for Reinhardt, number 15, Macy Langley.
And Langley did not get an at-bat last night, so her first plate appearance in this tournament with a runner on, 1 out. Looking to flip this lineup back to the top of the order. Aaron Lee, the leadoff hitter in the on-deck circle.
As now, first pitch, fouled off.
I like Langley being aggressive. You brought into the game to hit for a reason. Certainly don't want to leave the bat on your shoulder. Took a hack at the first pitch offering.
It's now Weber will take this next pitch. Hitting the foul territory. Garris was making her way straight to second.
Yeah, I think that was a little hit and run action on. Langley just fouled it off. Now 0-2 to the batter. Runner retreats to first.
0-2 count. Lindy Weber, strikeout number 5. She will retire another batter. 2 strikeouts in this inning.
The second baseman, number 2, Aaron
And that
Lee.
brings Lee back to the plate. Aaron Lee, the second baseman for Reinhardt. Hit .378 during the regular season.
Now Aaron Lee. That first pitch was low for a ball. Her last at bat, 6-3 put out. First at bat, she walked.
Pinch runner Addison Garris on first.
Outside pitch brings it 2-0.
Aaron Lee with 2 down, trying to keep this inning going for the Reinhardt Eagles.
Check swing. Holds it. 3-0 count. Still 2 outs on the board. Garris on first. Lee at bat. Weber trying to get out of his inning.
Yeah,
And Garris
4-pitch walk.
makes her way to second. Lee makes her way to first. Second walk of the day for Aaron Lee.
The catcher, number
Runners on
27,
first and second.
Maddie
Once again
Wright.
with 2 outs. Reinhardt with a 1-0 lead over Johnson. Looking to add to that as Maddie Wright comes to the plate for the Eagles.
Her last at bat, she lined out the second. That low pitch on the outside. Be called for a ball. 1-0 count.
Fortunately, if you're Johnson, there are already 2 outs in this inning. Got an out at any base.
That one fouled off. 1-1 count. Now, Lindy Weber, she'll take this next pitch. That one also low. 2-1 count. So you have Aaron Lee on first. Garris on second. Maddie Wright looking to try to bring in another hit for Reinhardt. Get some contact on that last bat.
She fouled that one right off the knob of the bat. It would have been a ball.
Now deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 runners on.
Hitters count for Maddie Wright. Fouled it off, just couldn't connect with it. I think she had the one she wanted. Fouled it back off the backstop. Count will remain 2-2.
Now, getting ready to take this next pitch. Also hitting the foul territory.
Quality at bat from Maddie Wright. Just not going down easy. Making Lindy Weber throw a lot of pitches, trying to get the one she wants.
Continuing to compete at bat.
Was that 4 consecutive foul balls?
Absolutely.
Just to grind them out, sort of an at-bat here by Wright. And a grind them out effort in the circle from Lindy Weber.
Now takes this next pitch.
Fouls it off as well. A little bit of a duel going on between Weber and Wright. Somebody's got to win this battle, Deshaun.
Absolutely. Lindy Weber. We'll now see if it will be her on this next pitch. That one hits the hand, but she did get contact for a foul ball.
Yeah, that's probably going to hurt, I think.
The batter's hands are like over the top of the plate. You agree? Her hands are like over the plate.
She's getting checked on by coaching staff. Seems to appear to be okay. They crawl back in the batter's box. Keep battling.
Maddie Wright continuing to compete.
Oh yeah, anytime you know, she's a catcher. Catchers are built different, man. They are tough. And she's certainly showing that here in this at bat.
And with that, Lindy Weber thought she had that strikeout, but with that, that's going to make it a full count.
And I think a lot of folks from Johnson thought she had to strike out as well.
Gotta love that the crowd is still in it. That's how good this game has been.
Great crowd on hand.
She'll take this next pitch. Continuing to compete.
Yeah, just another foul ball. It just shows you what kind of, the ability that Maddie Wright has. Just great hand-eye coordination. Getting a bat on the ball, trying to pick out one she can do something with.
Maddie Wright just continuing to compete.
2 outs.
First
1-0 ball game.
First at bat was a sack bunt. Last at bat lined out to second. Let's see what this next at bat will be.
Another foul ball.
Does the stats not put a row on his face? I've seen it happen once. This is 14th pitch coming up.
14 pitches at bat for Lindy Weber. The intensity is building. And Lindy Weber will win that battle. Strikeout number 6. We will go into the top of the 6th inning.
No runs, no hits, no errors.
Reinhardt left 2 runners stranded.
Heading to inning number 6.
We will see what will happen. Can Johnson figure it out on the offensive end and bring some runs in, or will Reinhardt continue what they're doing? Find out on Southeast Sports Network here at Brickyard Park in Kingsport, Tennessee. Top of the sixth action, Madison Thacker Wolf will be leading off this inning. Ansley Pettit will return to the circle. 5 innings of work, 6 batters struck out, 1 batter walked, 74 total pitches. What have we seen from Reinhardt that has kept them just holding Johnson?
I think a lot of it, a lot of credit goes to Ansley Pettit, the pitcher. She's been able to, just matriculate her way through this lineup. She's got a lot of first strike pitches on the at-bats. She's got a lot of, first outs in the inning, and that equates to, very efficient ball game in the circle. And she has some great defense behind her. Some of these ladies making some fantastic plays. And, if you're Johnson, you gotta get a hit. You got to get a runner home. And in a 1-0 ball game, every at-bat is crucial, especially in these later innings.
As now that first pitch was called a strike. Top of the sixth inning, Madison Thacker Wolf struck out first at bat, struck out second at bat. Pettit looking to strike out. That will not happen this time. Thacker Wolf, she's going to looking to make her way at second. She's going to stay at first. Lead off single.
Yeah, great piece of hitting from Madison Thacker Wolf. Drove that ball into right center field, a leadoff single for the Royals. And this right here is how you put a run on a scoreboard.
Johnson's 4th hit of the game. Now to run on first. Megan Armstrong makes her way to the plate. 1 for 2 in a day. Had a 1-3 put out on that first at bat. Singled up the middle at the second at bat. First pitch inside, call for a ball.
Yeah, anxious to see right here with the runner on first, nobody out, down 1-0. Does Johnson sacrifice Thacker Wolf to second, or do they let Armstrong swing away?
Second inside pitch. Johnson's baseball players are starting to get back into it. You can hear them.
Coming to life.
This time they've made their way to a different location. Swing and a miss. That will be called for a strike. 2-1 count.
That was a pretty pitch from Pettit. Curveball on the outer half of the plate. A lot of movement. Armstrong couldn't catch up to it.
She'll take this next pitch. Another swing and a miss. 2-2 count. Can Megan Armstrong win this battle against Ansley Pettit? We will find out on this next pitch.
2-2 pitch, expected to be somewhere around the zone. Armstrong fouls it back.
And popped up to the tent.
Off the visit Kingsport tent.
Kingsport tent catching some random strays today.
Yeah, that was fouled off directly. I thought he was going to come in the window over here.
And this time, Armstrong hitting it to the outfield. That flips off the glove. Johnson's baseball players rallying for Johnson. Johnson's softball dugout also rallying.
What do we got? Hit or air?
Yeah, the left fielder misplayed that one. Just you tell as the ball was getting closer to her, she was just a little uncomfortable. The ball was hit slightly over her head, couldn't field it. Now Johnson in business, runners on second and third, nobody out here in the top of the sixth inning.
You know, because it tipped off the edge of the glove and she was on the run. But did she stop running? No, I don't think so. I think she was kind of trying to catch another run.
That will bring Autumn Kaywood to the plate.
Those are those type of plays. When you're camping out in the outfield, do you want to give it a hit or error? But regardless,
Where it's just tough.
you have Kaywood at bat 0 for 1 on the day.
DP number 15, Autumn Kaywood.
Yeah, Autumn Kaywood, the designated player today. Went 2 for 3 yesterday with 2 for 3 on Monday with 1 RBI. A big spot for her if she can deliver.
As Kaywood singles up the middle, a runner will drive and score. 1-1 game.
Great.
Still have a runner in the corner.
Great piece of hitting from Kaywood, and this is what you expected Johnson to do at some point during this game, starting the top of the 6th inning. Single, and drives a run home to tie this one up 1-1.
So now Pettit took that next pitch that was hitting the foul territory.
Here, Deshaun, not only did Johnson tie this one up, runners on first and third, still nobody out. Not satisfied with the tie. These Royals expecting to take the lead.
0-1 count, Pettit. Now 0-2 as she went for that bunt, hitting the foul territory. You have Kaywood on first. You have Armstrong on third. 1-1 game. And we are in the top of the 6th inning. That's going to be hit right into the outfield. Will that drop? That will drop. Another runner will advance home.
Yeah, the nice hit once again from Dickerson. Out into right field, a long run for the right fielder. Drops in front of her, couldn't catch it cleanly. Heady play by the right fielder to pick the ball up and throw it to second to retire Kaywood at second. So now 1 out, another run across, and the Johnson Royals have a 2-1 lead over Reinhardt.
Johnson now in the lead. This game is starting to pick up intensity.
Yeah, and in this inning, we'd seen Reinhardt and Ansley Pettit all game long be able to get those first outs in each inning. Start this one off with a hit parade for Johnson.
So now Pettit's going to look to take this next pitch. Check swing on that. She will hold off. That'll be called for a ball. Burns so far 0 for 2 on the day. Her last at bat popped up right to short. She reached off an E6 fielding error at her first at bat.
Yeah, long foul ball down the left field line.
Two count. Still 1 out on the board. You got Dickerson at first. You got swing and a miss. That will be Pettit's 7th strikeout.
Pretty pitch from Pettit. Outer part of the plate. Burns couldn't catch up to it. Goes down swinging for the second out here in the top of the 6th inning.
So with the runner on first pitch called strike. Johnson's baseball players seem to disagree on the other side.
Chirping at the boys in blue out there.
That's the beauty sometimes when a conference tournament for baseball and softball can be in the same city. You can come support your softball team if they're in the tournament as well.
Oh, yeah. It's just a great environment, great atmosphere, adds to it. Shout out to those guys for being here in support.
Absolutely. Got some contact that did go into foul territory.
No balls, 2 strikes on the batter.
Outside pitch called a ball.
Yeah, it looked like that changeup got away from Pettit just a little bit. She will try to work this one a little closer to the zone to deal with Ella Hampton.
Takes that pitch. That is popped up into foul territory. Good thing we don't have to go pro down there, because the way it bounced, that could have hit the camera. Takes this pitch. That will also be hitting the foul territory. Hampton competing.
Yeah, great at bat by Ella Hampton. Just 2 outs. She's not one to be the third.
Yeah, they're not playing today. I think they're tomorrow. Oh, yeah, I think maybe you're right.
So now Pettit.
Well, no, they played Montreat yesterday and beat them. So that would have been
Low pitch. That will be called for a ball. 2-2 count. Deuces wild.
Yeah, hitters count right here. Ella Hampton trying to see this pitch early, put the barrel of the bat on the softball.
She'll take this next pitch. Continuing to compete. Hits the top of the press box.
Yeah, just a great at bat, great mental approach by Hampton in this at bat. Not making anything easy for Ansley Pettit.
That will be hit right to short. Can she grind it to get to first? She will make it safely. Hampton makes her way. So you have 2 runners on.
Ella Hampton rewarded with first base after just a great at-bat, keeping this inning alive for the Johnson Royals. A little conference at the mound for Reinhardt. And that's the thing. If you're Reinhardt, you can't really, you've given up 2 runs this inning. You lost the lead. You're down 2-1 against a high-quality pitcher like Lindy Weber. You definitely don't want to dig a bigger hole here. We'll try to get out of this with minimal damage.
Johnson 2 runs, 6 hits, no fielding errors. Reinhardt with 1 run, 2 hits, 2 fielding errors. That offense starting to come alive for the Royals.
Yeah, and the mistakes proven costly for Reinhardt.
That pitch a bit outside. That will be called for a ball.
Yeah, curveball from Pettit. Outside, ball 1 to Hood. It went low in the zone, and
so now 2-0 count. That one hitting the foul territory, 2-1 count, still 2 outs on the board. You have Hampton on first, Dickerson on second.
And Johnson stayed the course. They've just started hitting Pettit more effectively this 3rd time through the lineup, but their approach, bat after bat after bat, has been the same. They've been aggressive, trying to pick out a pitch that they can hit.
That last pitch was called a strike. Johnson's baseball players are so into it right now. Great fan base for Johnson. Outside pitch, called a ball, full count.
Payoff pitch coming up to Hood. 2 outs, full count. Runners will be in motion when Pettit releases the pitch.
As that is going to be hit into right field. Reinhardt will escape, not giving up another run. Johnson did add 2 runs in this inning. Can Reinhardt respond as we go into the bottom of the 6th? Or will Johnson be able to halt the Eagles' offense? Find out on Southeast Sports Network here in Kingsport, Tennessee. Bottom of the sixth action. We come back. AAC Softball Championships at Brickyard Park in Kingsport, Tennessee. Lindy Weber will step back into the circle. 5 innings of work, 6 batters struck out, 3 batters walked, 1 earned run, 85 total pitches. Taylor Wade will be leading off. Reached on fielder's choice on the first one, struck out at her second at bat.
And if you're Reinhardt here, you saw your lead disappear in the top of the 6th inning, and now you got to go out and grab it back, and they can get started in the right direction if Taylor Wade can find her way on base in this leadoff spot here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Taylor Wade hits that in the foul territory. 0-1 count. Now Weber, she'll look to take this next pitch. Great pitch, swing and a miss, 0-2 count.
Nice drop ball from Weber there. Wade swung right over top of it. Big hole for Taylor Wade.
Really made her commit to that.
Yeah, no balls, 2 strikes.
And did she go? Umpire says she went. Strikeout number 7. Lindy Weber starting to come alive.
Yeah, great pitch by Weber. Great start to the inning by Johnson, retiring the leadoff hitter in Taylor Wade.
Ansley Height. She'll now get ready to take this next at bat. 0 for 2 on the day. Popped up the first, struck out on the last go. So that's hitting the foul territory.
Ansley Height, the conference leader in home runs, 13 home runs on the season. She can certainly draw this thing back even with one swing of the bat.
Weber looking to contain Height. Next pitch on the outside. Called for a ball.
Weber threw that one outside, not giving Height much to hit.
Another outside pitch. 2-1 count.
Well, I'm going back to try to see about that fly ball to the left, whether I should change it to a fairway or not. No, absolutely not.
Man, I thought that was her pitch right there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I can see it right here.
She just missed it. Hit the bottom of the ball, fouled it off.
Foul ball?
2 balls, 2 strikes on Ansley Height. Height grounded to short, fielded cleanly, thrown over to her first. 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. And that is a huge out if you're Johnson to retire Ansley Height.
2 away.
Number 25, Kira Leitner.
Leitner up the bat. Right fielder. She had that triple earlier. Had that 1-3 put out. So she's 1 for 2 on the day. Weber continuing to throw the heat down. Leitner did get some contact on it. 0-1 count.
I like Lindy Weber's composure today, Deshaun. You know, Reinhardt scored 1 run in the second. She never wavered. She stuck to the game plan, cool, calm, and collective. Now her team has a 1-run lead here in the bottom of the 6th.
Low pitch. Check swing. She did not go. 1-1 count. Gets a little bit of contact on that 1-3 put out. 3 up, 3 down. Johnson is holding Reinhardt. We go into the 7th inning. A lot of anticipation in Brickyard Park. What can we see?
Johnson, a 1-run lead. They're going to look for some insurance. They had a great 6th inning. Brought 7 batters to the plate in the 6th inning, and it's going to be the top of the order due up for the Royals. They'll have Baldridge, Morehouse, and Thacker Wolf coming to the plate, and they're going to be aggressive in the box. They're going to look for something they can drive, try to get some runners on, move them around to try to get a little insurance with this 2-1 lead over Reinhardt.
And with that, we will see a pitching change. We'll talk more about her after this quick break here with Southeast Sports Network and Brickyard Park. And so we do have a new pitcher in the circle for Reinhardt. That will be number 24, Taylor Haymans. First pitch called strike for Haymans.
Yeah, bringing in the lefty, just a different, changes the eye level of these Johnson hitters. Coach Wright trying to stop the bleeding, so to speak, and not let Johnson score any more runs.
Freshman left-handed pitcher, 2.64 ERA, 3-2 in the circle, 2 saves, and she has started 4 games. And now to bat, you have Baldridge. 0 for 3 on the day. Last pitch called strike. Now 2-2 count.
Looks like that's a screwball from Hammond's working that outer part of the plate. Just missed with that one. You change the eye level, a little bit different velocity. These Johnson Royal hitters have already seen Pettit 3 times, so a fresh face in the circle now for Reinhardt.
Haymans enters the circle, gets her first strikeout, 1 away.
The right fielder, number 5.
Comes in, does a job. Retires Baldridge via the strikeout. Now she'll face Audrey Morehouse.
Audrey Morehouse 1 for 3 on the day, had that single to right, and then also made her way to second with a stolen base. First pitch called strike. Now that will go to foul territory. Brings it to an 0-2 count.
Yeah, Morehouse tried the little drag bunt down the first base line. Rolls just foul. No balls, 2 strikes to the Johnson right fielder.
We'll now see the next pitch. Hitting the foul territory, kind of bounced off of her. Keep it at an 0-2 count.
Yeah, she barely got a piece of that one. Almost the second strikeout for Hammonds.
Next pitch. That goes right past the infield. She will get the single.
Yeah, a little opposite field slap hit for Morehouse. Just poked it over the head of the shortstop and the third baseman.
Number 7.
Right where the dirt meets the grass, leads to a hit for Morehouse.
Morehouse now 2 for 4 on the day. That is hit number 7 for the Royals. Thacker Wolf, her last at bat. That was a single through the right side. As now she's going to make her way to second. Morehouse is safe. Second stolen base for Morehouse.
Yeah, Deshaun, you mentioned Thacker Wolf, the single back in the 6th inning. Got the run rally started for Johnson. Singled, scored a run.
But I didn't call anything because I wondered about it, too.
Now Haymans takes that pitch. Inside pitch. Passes the catcher. That will advance Morehouse to third, 60 feet away from scoring position.
Yeah, the ball got away from the catcher. Pass ball for Matty Wright allows Morehouse to go to third with only one out. That insurance run that Johnson's looking for is just 60 feet away.
Hearing some chants in the Brickyard Park as Haymans takes this next pitch. Outside pitch, called for a ball.
Great at-bat thus far by Madison Thacker Wolf.
And the chants continue. 3-1 count. That is going to be popped up into the infield. Stevens looking to corral that out.
It was a big out. Second out of the inning, and now Reinhardt trying to escape this Johnson threat here in the top of the seventh.
Megan Armstrong 2 for 3 on the day. Had that double to right field. Turned into a press box debate after her last at-bat.
I think we got the call right, though.
Yeah, I think it was right the entire time.
It was a well-struck ball. A left-handed hitter, towards left field. It's a little bit different of an angle. Curves away from the fielder.
0-2 count, getting ahead. Haymans has the potential to try to retire this batter. Leave a runner stranded.
Yeah, that would be a big out for Reinhardt in this situation. Johnson threatening.
And that's going to be hit in the foul territory. Johnson Baseball taking the day off right now. They're not going to go try to catch that foul ball.
No, I think somebody over there could have had that one.
Oh, yeah.
No balls, 2 strikes to Armstrong.
Outside pitch brings it to a 1-2 count. Now Haymans. Inside pitch.
Yeah,
2-2 count.
I thought that was a little inside, but I think the Johnson Rural baseball team would disagree with me on that one. They wanted strike 3.
Next pitch, she'll take it. That will be grounded. Unassisted out at first. We go to the bottom of the 7th.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors.
Don't go anywhere. We have a lot more action in store on Southeast Sports Network. Find out if Reinhardt can rally or if Johnson can force those 3 outs on AAC Softball Championships in Kingsport, Tennessee. Bottom of the 7th inning action. I reckon we have more action in store.
Yeah, here we are, bottom of the 7th. Reinhardt coming to the plate. Need 1 run to keep this game going. 2 will win it for the Eagles. Johnson University Royals smelling an upset.
Here we go.
And for Reinhardt, if they're going to make it happen, it'll be Kylie Fry, Molly Stevens, Shalon Oshaway due up here in the bottom of the 7th.
So 0-1 count. Weber. That is a single up the middle. Lead off hit. Reinhardt not going away too easily just yet.
Nice piece of hitting by Fry. Just caught the pitch over the middle, hammered it straight past the pitcher.
Third hit of the day. Molly Stevens now has an opportunity. 1 for 2 on the day so far.
We have a
pinch running at first base for Reinhardt.
So we have a pinch runner.
Jolie Splendor.
That'd be Jolie Splendor. Sophomore out of Rome, Georgia.
And this is what you wanted to, if you're Reinhardt. Get the leadoff runner on. See if you can get her home. The question is, will Molly Stevens swing away or lay down the bunt, play a little small ball to move the runner over to second?
That is hitting the foul territory. 0-1 count. Lindy Weber in the circle right now. She has pitched 6 innings, struck out 7 batters, going on pitch 99. 1 run given up, 3 batters walked.
Yeah, great day in the circle for Lindy Weber. Keeping these Reinhardt hitters off balance. The only run she gave up was in the 2nd inning.
Outside pitch called for a ball. Splendor almost thrown out at first.
Yeah, snap throw from the catcher, Ella Hampton, down to first. Tried to catch Splendor leaning towards second.
Weber getting ready to take this next pitch.
And Stevens took a hack at it, just couldn't catch up to it. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Molly Stevens.
1-2 count. As Weber takes this next pitch. Lindy Weber, 8 strikeouts on the day. She just continues to slow down Reinhardt.
Yeah, just a great pitch sequence from Lindy Weber. Saw her working out to end. Finished that one off with the inside fastball. Retires Stevens via the strikeout. 1 down. Johnson 2 outs away.
Shalon Ojaway at bat. First pitch called a ball. 1-0 count. She is 0 for 1 on the day. She was walked to her last at bat. Yes, now she'll take this next pitch. Got some contact, hidden foul territory. 1-1 count.
Yeah, Ojaway wanted that one. Fouled it off the barrel of the bat. Evens count at 1 apiece. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
Weber bringing the heat, swinging, and that's a miss. Goes down as a strike. 1-2 count.
That was a great drop ball from Weber. Started it about thigh high, and when it dropped, Ojaway couldn't connect. Ojaway fouls that one off down the first base line. Count will remain 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Now Weber looking to take this next pitch. Outside pitch. Look at the baseball team from Johnson. They saw that was a strike in their eyes.
I thought that was a good call. I thought it was just a bit outside. The catcher did a nice job of framing it up.
Not a bad call.
No, I thought he called that a ball all day long.
This time, that goes right over the second baseman's head. Splendor, she's making her way at third. Throwing there. Ojaway makes her way to second. You have 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out.
Yeah, just a great piece of hitting by Ojaway. Took it to opposite field right over the glove of the second baseman, Madison Thacker Wolf for Johnson. Gets into the outfield. Heady base running by Splendor. Goes first to third. And then on a throw to third, Ojaway takes second. So the tying run at third, the game-winning run at second for Reinhardt with only one out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. High drama softball.
Bottom of the 7th, you are seeing all of the action right now. And that throwing error could have really changed a lot.
Number 3, Emma Scott.
But at least advanced Ojue. But now you have a pinch runner on second.
Now batting the left fielder, number 33.
That is number 3, Emma Scott, freshman infielder from Rockmart, Georgia.
Yes, Splendor could have scored on that throw to third, but she did the head first slide into third. And threatening a little small ball. Maggie English up to bat, squares to bunt. Says she did not go. One ball, no strikes to English.
Weber is going for the bunt. Fouled off.
And if you're Johnson, how do you want to play this bunt? I mean, it depends on where it's at, but do you go to first, get the out, give up the run, or you almost have to try to cut down the runner at home?
1 out on the board. Maggie English is 0 for 1 on the day. Low pitch, called for a ball. 2-1 count.
Great at bat by English. Great discipline at the plate. Couldn't get the bunt down, but you got to feel like she's going to try it again on this pitch.
That is going to be singled. It will hit into the center field. Splendor's going to make her way home. Can she slide her way home? That is going to be the tying run.
Just like you thought it would be, a tie ball game on a sac fly.
Sac fly, perfect place, perfect time.
Great piece of hitting by Maggie English out of the 9-hole on the sac fly to tie this one up at 2 apiece here in the bottom of the 7th.
Did the job just to get some contact. Hit it right in that center field. You have one more. You have a runner on third. And you have Aaron Lee, who is going to be up to bat. You can feel the intensity in Brickyard Park right now.
Yeah, that English doing her job, turns the lineup over.
Second baseman,
Now Aaron Lee, a chance to be the hero here with a hit. A walk-off hit, a walk-off RBI if she can deliver.
Both dugouts into it. First pitch called strike.
And here's the thing with Lee, she has so much speed. Not impossible for her to leg out an infield single.
That is going to be hit in the foul territory. Great contact on that. 0-2 count.
But what a great start to this at bat by Lindy Weber. Way ahead in the count, no balls, 2 strikes to Aaron Lee.
As now that is going to be popped in the foul territory. We have some extra softball coming our way.
Free softball, extra innings
1 run,
here from
2
Kingsport.
hits, 1 error, 1 left on base. Headed to extra innings.
So now going into extra innings. This is the first game in the tournament going to extra innings. We will see what will happen. Can Taylor Haymans force Johnson's hitters to be shut down, or can Johnson make a statement? We will find out after this quick break at Brickyard Park in Kingsport, Tennessee.
this one is 12.
We enter the 8th inning. Action in store.
Leading off for
We will have Autumn Kaywood, who is going to be leading off this inning.
Autumn Kaywood.
1 for 2 on the day.
It's the first time we've said that this week, Deshaun, the 8th inning.
Absolutely, fans. We hope you're still with us for a 2-2 game right now.
It's just been a fantastic softball game, and that's what we expected coming into it. Johnson, the number 4 team in the conference. Reinhardt number 1, but Johnson defeated Reinhardt 2 times this season. So 2 high-quality softball teams and a well-played game here in the Appalachian Athletic Conference softball tournament.
We'll see exactly what will happen for Autumn Kaywood as she leads off this inning. Pitch a bit low and outside. It's going to be called a ball, 1-0 count.
Kaywood had an RBI single, her last at-bat in the 6th inning.
Takes this next pitch. That one a bit high outside. That'll be a 2-0 count. And that'll be 3rd ball in a row, 3-0 count.
Great at-bat thus far from Kaywood. Way ahead in this count, advantage Johnson. At this point, 2-2, top of the 8th.
As now, that next pitch will be called for a strike, 3-1 count. Autumn Kaywood has the advantage. We will see what she goes for this next pitch coming down. Kaywood, that is going to be down as a hit, lead off, single.
Great piece of hitting from Kaywood. Just took that one right up the middle, drops in front of the center fielder, leadoff single for the designated player, Autumn Kaywood, for Johnson.
8th hit of the day for Johnson. Kaywood now 2 for 3. Now she looked to attempt for that bunt.
That's going to bring up Allie Dickerson. Singled again back in the 6th inning, part of the Johnson onslaught that plated 2 runs, tied this one up. Or actually gave them the lead 2-1 at that point.
So now the 0-1 count. Takes the pitch. That is going to be popped into foul territory at first. Leitner will get that out.
Yeah, big out for Reinhardt. Errant bunt attempt from Dickerson.
Left fielder, number 22, Reese.
Because of that, the runner's not able to advance. So runner at first, 1 out. Reese Burns to the plate for Johnson.
That pitch right down the middle, called for a strike. 0-1 count.
Yeah, great pitch from Hammonds. Curveball started over the outer half of the plate, working back towards the batter, called strike. This one misses outside, evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike.
That last pitch, that now brings it to a 2-1 count.
Yeah, great eye that time from Burns.
Now she'll take this next pitch. Also hitting the foul territory.
Run the count even at 2-2. Runner on first, a leadoff single, Autumn Kaywood. Dickerson pops out in foul territory. Burns trying to advance a runner.
Next pitch. That is going to get some contact going into the right field. 2 away in this inning.
Yeah, lazy fly ball to right field. Good job corralling that one.
The catcher, number 4, Ella Hampton.
And now 2 outs, runner on first. And in a game of momentum shifts, if Reinhardt can get out of this, they'll go to the bottom of the 8th with a chance to walk it off.
Yes, that is going to be hit into
down.
center. That goes down. You have a runner. She's advancing home. There's no stopping. Advancing home. Can she tag her out?
Nope.
She is safe. Autumn Kaywood is safe at home.
Great base running by Autumn Kaywood. The ball hit to right center field. Bobbled once. Kaywood never slowed down. Touches all the bases, scores, and gives Johnson a 3-2 lead here in the top of the 8th inning.
Ella Hampton was 0 for 3 on the day, and at the right time. Doesn't matter what you're doing all day, but if you can make that big play at the right time, that's really what matters.
Yeah, it was on just a well-struck ball. Great at bat from Hampton.
3-2 is now your score. Johnson back ahead.
But great base running from Kaywood, giving her Royals a 1-run lead.
First pitch called strike. Madison Hood is 1 for 3 on the day. In that 5th inning, she had that single pass short. And she'll get some contact on that. Hitting the foul territory.
And now, instead of Reinhardt getting out of this thing in a tie ball game, they'll be down 1, maybe down 2 if Hood can deliver.
Popped in to foul territory. Knocks down someone's Stanley Cup.
Those things are durable. It'll be fine.
Oh, yeah.
Slight dent in it maybe.
Just might want to pick it up before you lose a lot of water.
Right. Hood will have another chance. No balls, 2 strikes.
Get some contact. That will be popped right to Aaron Lee. Aaron Lee will get that final out of this inning. Reinhardt has some work to do offensively to potentially walk this off. Or will Johnson force those 3 outs? We will find out going into the bottom of the 8th. Stay on Southeast Sports Network to see what will happen here at Brickyard Park. Bottom of the 8th action. Reinhardt
Leading off for Reinhardt, the catcher.
will have the catcher Maddie Wright leading off 0 for 2 on the day. Lindy Weber, 7 innings of work, 2 runs given up, 8 strikeouts, 115 total pitchings.
Yeah, Weber's pitched to Jim today for Johnson, and her team with a 1-run lead. She's trying to close it out and get the victory. But to do so, she'll have to deal with the top of this batting lineup for Reinhardt. Maddie Wright, the number 2 hitter, Taylor Wade on deck, and Ansley Height in the hole. Very potent part of the Reinhardt lineup.
That last pitch was called a strike. And did she go? She did. That's strikeout number 9 for Lindy Weber. 1 away.
Yeah, and then, we've talked about it all week long, Deshaun. In a situation where you're trying to close out a game, getting the first out in that inning means a ton. And she does so in dramatic fashion, striking out Maddie Wright.
First pitch called strike on that.
Now Weber ahead in the count to Wade.
Swing and a miss.
Now way ahead. Now way ahead in the count to Wade. Lindy Weber wheeling and dealing out in the circle for Johnson.
If you're Lindy Weber, you get a 2 away. And if you can get the designated player of height, get her out, that can end it off in very dramatic fashion.
Fouled off down the left field line. Taylor Wade staying alive for now. .455 hitter during the regular season.
Now Wade. 1-2 count. Swing and a miss. 10 strikeouts. Lindy Weber. 2 away. You have the AAC Player of the Year versus Lindy Weber with the final out on the line.
Yeah, this is a matchup that, people pay big money to see. Ansley Height coming to the plate, 13 home runs on the season. Big swing and a miss. Oof. Felt that one up here. She was trying to tie this thing up with one swing of the bat.
That pitch low. 1-1 count. Ansley Height 0 for 3 on the day so far. Would love to get this late rally going for the Eagles. And that is going to go into the outfield. Height is going to make her way to second. 2-out double.
Stand-up double for Ansley Height. Just connected that one, smashed it in the left center field gap, gets to the wall. Nice piece of hitting by the AAC Player of the Year, Ansley Height.
You just didn't expect her to just go down that easy, did you?
No, she's not going anywhere.
Like we have a pinch runner who will be coming to second base for Height. And from what we're seeing, that'll be number 14, Mallory Lumpkins, freshman out of Sonoma, Georgia.
Ansley Height now passes the bat to Kiera Leitner.
Pinch running at second for Reinhardt. Number 14, Mallory Lumpkins.
And with the Lumpkins at second, 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 outs, she's going to be moving on contact.
Kiera Leitner.
So if Leitner can somehow muster a hit, already has a triple in this game, we may be going to inning number 9. That's certainly the plan if you're Reinhardt.
First pitch called strike.
Once again, Weber working from ahead. First pitch strike to Leitner.
Weber, 127 pitches. Lumpkins advances to third. So now 60 feet away from the tying run.
Yeah, the pass ball allows Lumpkins to get to third. Now the thought creeps in, another pass ball, give Lumpkins a chance to get home.
That pitch a bit low. That will be called for a ball. 2-1 count.
Kira Leitner, a .369 hitter during the regular season.
That's hit past the infield. Lumpkins will make her way. Tying run. Leitner at first.
What a hit by Leitner. Just a hard hit ball in a 5-6 hole out to left field. Drives home Lumpkins, and we are tied at 3.
To third baseman, number 5, Kylie Fry.
Back-to-back hits from Height and Leitner. Tie this one up here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Runner on first, 2 outs. Kylie Fry will come to the plate for the Eagles of Reinhardt.
That is hitting the foul territory. Lindy Weber, 7.5 innings. 130 total pitches. Just continuing to battle in that circle. 0-1 count, 2 away. Leitner on first.
Foul ball down the left field line. Will be retrieved. Runners return. Fry back in the box for another hack at it.
Takes this next pitch. That one high and outside. 1-2 count. Next pitch. That will be grounded at third. She will get the 5-3 put out. Fans, we are going to 9.
1 run, 2 hits, no errors.
Reinhardt with 2 outs on the board. 2 batters had struck out. Follows with 2 hits, adding that tying run. Now Johnson has another opportunity to try to go ahead. Or will Reinhardt try to get those 3 outs, force it? We will find out here on Southeast Sports Network at Brickyard Park. Day 3 has come with some unexpected turn of events. First, going into a lightning delay. Now we're in 9 innings to the point where we saw the grounds crew already prepared to get their work done, but I don't think they expected this to be a 9-inning game. But with these 2 teams, this is where we're at.
Yeah, these guys ready to get to work. And, man, they've been here all day. We saw them before game 1 out here working on the field, getting it ready, and they're chomping at the bit to get out here again. But these 2 teams, Johnson and Reinhardt, not really ready to cash in their chips just yet. Still playing tied up 3-3 as we go to the top of the 9th inning.
This is AAC softball at the Conference Tournament. It's just like something is on the line as these two teams face off.
Yeah, 2 high-quality teams.
Now playing shortstop for Reinhardt, number 29, Izzy Forestier.
2 of the best in this conference, dueling it out.
Leading off for Johnson, center fielder number 8, Sloan Baldridge.
And for Johnson, they will have the top of the lineup here in the 9th. Sloan Baldridge, Morehouse, and Thacker Wolf.
That is hitting the foul territory.
Taylor Hammond still in the circle for Reinhardt.
Next pitch called strike. 0-2 count. So now Baldridge 0 for 4 on the day. Struck out twice.
Sort of have a feeling that Baldridge is due, but Hammond's not going to give her anything.
So we take this next go at bat. A little dirt in the eye. 2-2 count. That was called for a ball. Now takes the next pitch. Outside. Full count.
Great job of the catcher for Reinhardt. Maddie Wright trying to frame that one. But it was outside. Full count now to Baldridge.
First hit of the day. She will get the lead-off single.
Great piece of hitting from Baldridge. Works the count full. Caught the fastball on the outside part of the plate. Didn't try to do a whole lot with it. Just punched it into right center field. Leadoff single here in the top of the ninth for the Johnson Royals.
Johnson now at 10 hits. Morehouse up the bat, 2 for 4 on the day. In that 7th inning, had that single to left field, then stole second. And she did go, so first pitch called strike.
Yeah, Morehouse. Show bunt, pulled it back, still a strike. No balls, 1 strike to the right fielder for Johnson.
Takes this next pitch.
Yeah, foul ball.
We'll have another go at it.
No balls, 2 strikes. So Morehouse not able to get down the bunt to push Baldridge over towards second. Pitch misses high. 1 ball now, 2 strikes.
And that will get into the outfield. Misses in center. Baldridge making her way to third. Morehouse makes her way to second.
Yeah, great effort by the center fielder for Reinhardt. Taylor Wade just couldn't come up with it. Gets by her, goes a little deeper in the outfield, moves Baldridge to third, Morehouse on second with nobody out.
The second baseman, number 7, Madison Thacker-Wolf.
And this is what you want if you're Johnson. Johnson, the away team, batting in the top half of the 9th inning. 2 on, nobody out.
Inside pitch first called for a ball.
Thacker-Wolf struck out twice today, single and scored a run in the 6th.
So no outs on the board. Inside pitch called for a ball. Taylor Heyman's 2 innings of work. Struck out a batter, 48 total pitches. Thacker-Wolf 1 for 4 on the day, struck out twice. Had that single through the right side in the 6th inning.
Okay, it seems to be back.
3-0 count. 2 runners in scoring position. That next pitch called a strike, 3-1 count. Now Heyman's getting ready for this next pitch. Get some contact on it, hitting in the foul territory. Full count.
Yeah, nice at-bat here from Thacker Wolf. Just hanging around, fouling off pitches, trying to get one she likes. Full count. First base is open, but you don't want another base runner on here if you're Reinhardt.
Next pitch. Get some contact on it. That will go into foul territory. So now get ready for the next pitch. Haymans.
Wow.
Right past Lee. Runner will score. Another runner heading home. She will take another run. 2 runs. 5-3 is now your score.
Back-to-back doubles from Johnson. Plates 2. And now the Royals up to 5-3. And this is the way you wanted to start the 9th inning if you're Johnson University.
Johnson, 11 hits, right, now moving up to 12. Last 2 innings, they have successfully scored. You look at going through the first 5, zeros across the board. They go into that 6th inning, change the game, take the lead 2-1, and now we will see a re-entry. Pettit will re-enter the circle.
Yeah, and that's probably a great move from Coach Wright to get her back in there. Hammonds did a great job during her time, but in this 9th inning, you start off with a single, back-to-back doubles, 2 runs driven in, a runner on second, nobody out. And got to bring Pettit back in to try to stop the bleeding and get out of this one.
Pettit, 6 innings pitched so far. She has struck out 7 batters, giving up 6 hits and giving up 2 runs. So now, with Reinhardt down by 2, Megan Armstrong up to bat. She is 2 for 4 on the day.
Had that big double to left field back in the 6th inning. Great day at the plate thus far from Armstrong.
First baseman number 24, Megan Armstrong.
First pitch called strike. 0-1 count. Just a reminder for softball fans, we still have 1 more game left. Game 12 of the tournament, number 6 seeded Tennessee Wesleyan versus number 7 seeded Brenau Golden Tigers.
We'll start approximately 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one, and nobody's wanting this one to end. It's been a dandy.
It has. Great contact on that ball. That is going to go into foul territory.
Re-entering Petty is another change of pace. A little more velocity on her pitches, and although Armstrong has seen her earlier in the game, it's been a minute. And it doesn't matter.
That is going to go past the infield. You now have runners in the corner. Thacker Wolf now on 3rd. Armstrong, 3rd hit of the day. 3 for 5. She makes her way to 1st.
4 consecutive hits for Johnson here in the top of the 9th. We'll have
a pinch runner.
Pinch runner coming on.
That will be number 21, Kaylee Dyke. Outfielder, who's looking to bring some speed, help add some more runs. Johnson's momentum, 13 hits.
Yeah, if you're in this situation with Johnson, you may not go on the first pitch, runners on 1st and 3rd with nobody out, but you will see Dyke on the move. And indeed, it is the first pitch.
Didn't waste any time. She'll now steal 2nd.
Yeah, now that just runners on 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. If you're Reinhardt, you just need an out.
And K Wood, 2 for 3, 1 RBI. As that is going to get popped into foul territory. 0-2 count.
Yeah, lucky that one was not caught, stayed in play. Everybody giving chase, just couldn't haul it in. Kaywood will go back to the batter's box.
You might, if Johnson ends up winning, which they're, threatening to be.
Also hit in foul territory.
Four.
0-2 count.
The vibe I'm getting down there is Johnson wants it more than because Reinhardt's got their ticket punched.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kaywood
another hit.
in left center. Another run scored. Thacker Wolf makes her way home. Kaywood makes her way to second.
Yeah, the throw home missed the cutoff. Kaywood taking second. So again, runners on second, third, nobody out. Another run driven in for Johnson, and they lead this one 6-3.
Started this inning off tied 3 even. Now 3 runs scored in this inning. Johnson is not letting up. 14 hits. Now 5-3 put out.
Yeah, Dickerson, first pitch swinging, grounds out to third. So finally an out on the board for Reinhardt. Runners not able to advance. Now second and third, one out. Reese Burns coming to the plate.
Reese Burns so far 0 for 4 on the day. She reached off a fielding error at her first at bat. First pitch swing. That does get hit in the foul territory.
How about 5 consecutive hits for Johnson to start this inning?
Bring up batters thing. It's so annoying. Very frustrating.
Outside pitch called for a ball. 1-1 count.
Yeah, the curveball from Pettit runs a little wide.
A lot of speed coming down on that. That is a swing and a miss called for a strike. 1-2 count.
Yeah, big cut from Burns. Not able to catch up to that elevated fastball.
Now 1 out on the board. Outside pitch. 2-2 count. Johnson has added 5 hits in this inning. And if Lee can get that, that will be 6 hits. Another run scored. 7-3 is now your score. Johnson continuing their offense.
Little C&I single from Burns. Drives home another run. And Johnson firmly in control of this one.
All right. Looks like we're taking the pitcher out again.
And it's looking like Pettit will now leave the circle. We will see a pitching change. That will be senior pitcher out of Norcross, Georgia. Number 9, Bella Croft.
Bella Croft coming in the circle now.
Now pitching for Reinhardt, number 9, Bella Kraft.
With still 1 out on the board, 5 hits given up. Well, 6 hits now given up in this inning. Reinhardt looking to try to escape, get their offense going.
Jay, would you mind for 1 second, Kevin, before we sign in, use the restroom?
Yeah, Bella Croft coming in.
Go for like 3 innings.
Said she was a senior, 6'3" senior pitcher. And with that length, her stride is she's close to the plate when she lets it go. So another way to change up the vision of these batters from Johnson, who are all seeing the ball tremendously well, especially here in this 9th inning.
So you have Kaywood on third. Burns on first. Runners in the corner, still 1 out. Hampton now to the plate. And if you remember last time she was at bat, she had that double to right center. Now Burns advances to second. Clean steal.
Yeah, she shows bunt, allows Burns to take second. So now second and third with only one out. Ella Hampton at the plate.
0-1 count. That'll drop in center field. Another run will score. That is now 7 hits in this inning. And with that throw, Hampton makes her way to second. So you have Burns on third, Hampton on second.
Yeah, once again, you see an instance where you don't hit the cutoff and it allows a runner to advance. And Johnson certainly taking advantage of that.
Kaywood did advance home. Johnson at 16 hits has added 5 runs in this inning. That last pitch was called a strike.
Deshaun 16 hits, 7 in this inning.
Absolutely. It's like they wanted to go to 9 and they wanted to get that offense to come alive even more.
Johnson got the first round victory on Monday. Didn't play yesterday and have come to life in this one.
It does not seem rattled by a day off at all.
No, absolutely not. They were locked in this one, and as this game's gone on, they've just got more comfortable, more relaxed in the batter's box and have delivered with hit after hit after hit.
That will be popped into the infield. Runner will stay put at second and third, second out of the inning.
It'll bring Sloan Baldridge back to the plate for the second time this inning.
We're back at the top.
Flip the script. Sloan Baldridge started this inning off with a single.
She started that fiasco.
She sure did. And a fiasco indeed if you're a Reinhardt fan, because Johnson, a tie ball game, 5 runs here in the top of the ninth.
That brings it to a strike.
That's a good pitch from Krauth. This one a little high.
Croft now. 2-1 count. 2 outs on the board. Hampton on second. Burns on third. Johnson lead by 5. And with that throw to first, that was hitting the foul territory.
Yeah, it was a foul ball. Would have been a bang-bang play at first. A lot of speed from Baldridge. Could have very easily beaten that one out.
That next pitch, a bit low in the dirt. Brings it to a full count. If you're Croft, want to retire this batter, get Reinhardt's offense going, get out of this inning. And that's exactly what will happen. So we're going to go into the bottom of the ninth. We still have a lot more action left. Stay tuned on Southeast Sport Network to see what will happen at Brickyard Park. Bottom of the ninth action. And that is hitting the foul territory. But as that's hitting the foul territory, she will come down with that first out. Johnson not giving up on anything.
A great catch over in foul territory by Armstrong to retire Stevens. Out number one. Johnson just 2 outs away now from closing this one out. And
Number 12, Ashley Young.
a close ball game all throughout. The Johnson Royals blew it open in the top of the ninth. Currently enjoy a 5-run lead, 8-3.
Ashley Young right now up to bat. It's her first go. Another pitch down the middle called strike. Lindy Weber, 8.5 innings of work, 10 strikeouts, 135 total pitches.
Very efficient, outstanding performance from Lindy Weber. Really liked how she's just kept the ball active in the zone, moving it around. Made it very, very difficult on this Reinhardt team.
That is hitting the foul territory.
And then, in addition to that, just the mental approach. I mean, taking, one batter at a time, not really getting flustered if something didn't go her way. Hats off to Lindy Weber.
I agree with you. Because in that situation, when Reinhardt decided to make that rally to give us extra innings, that can be a confidence killer for certain people.
Oh, yeah. Had a 1-run lead going into the bottom of the 7th. Reinhardt scores. A 1-run lead going into the bottom of the 8th. Reinhardt scores.
And it stays composed, 11 strikeout.
Wow. Just a fantastic performance.
2 away. Johnson 1 out from
The left fielder, number 33.
doing what they were determined to do. They were down until they started making that rally later on in that game.
Yeah, just didn't quit. There's no quit in them, and that's what you want to see at this level, at this situation. And just gut them out, grind them out type of win. And Johnson 1 out away from putting that into reality.
Popped off the glove. Can she get it to first? Johnson will take the victory. And with that, Johnson moves to the 3 o'clock game tomorrow, and they will take the winner of the next winner of the Tennessee Wesleyan and Bernal game. Reinhardt now will advance and play at 11 o'clock, and they will take on CIU.
Victory. Johnson will move on.
We will see a rematch of the Rams and the Eagles tomorrow morning. Can CIU pull off a rematch victory, or will Reinhardt sweep over CIU in advance? We will find out. But we have one more game left with the number 6 seeded Tennessee Wesleyan and number 7 seeded Bernal. What a game. Jeff, take me through it.
It was a great game. And, just to go through it, play-by-play would be, we'd be here another hour, Deshaun. But, when you take a look at Reinhardt, they struck first, and, Ansley Pettit was dealing early on, but Johnson never wavered. As the game went on, they were able to get some hits, put a few runs on the board, took the lead going into the 7th. Reinhardt fights back to tie it up in the 7th. Johnson scores in the 8th. Reinhardt ties it up in the 8th, and then in that 9th inning, it was all Johnson Royals as they started this thing off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive hits, put 5 runs on the board, and they will walk out of here with what some people would call an upset victory, 8-3 over the number one seed Reinhardt Eagles, and keep their hopes alive for an AAC softball championship.
Quick fact, Johnson, with now sweeping them on the season, has now beat them for the 3rd time. Will they run into each other again or not. We will find out. But until then, we have a Bulldog and Golden Tigers matchup next here on Southeast Sports Network. Tune in. If you will be done with us for today, we will see you tomorrow. And we thank you all here in Kingsport, Tennessee.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shrine Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shrine Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.